There is a sixth dimension, beyond that which is known to scammers. It is a dimension composed of digital artifacts, zeros and ones, where no one knows who anyone truly is. It is the middle ground between trust and lies, between naivete and greed, and it lies between the cesspool of fraud and deception and the misguided belief that anyone would offer wealth that you are entitled to in exchange for a nominal shipping and handling fee. This is the dimension of retaliation. It is an area which we call messing with scammers. Welcome, I'm Scott Robison, and this is part 6 of the Rev Henry Chronicles. Before we get started, I'd like to take a minute to thank our sponsor, Unbelievable Foods. Food sensitivities and allergies are a rising problem for many individuals. Unfortunately, safe alternatives to some of these foods often don't taste very good, and they can be quite expensive. That's why Unbelievable Foods has introduced I Can't Believe It's Not Gluten. It tastes like gluten, it has the consistency of gluten, it measures like gluten, but it's not gluten. It's 100% inorganic, gluten-free gluten. Look for Unbelievable Foods in all your finer grocery stores. So last night I sent an email to Rev Henry explaining that I mailed the money to him instead of following his directions and using MoneyGram. He called and we talked for a while, and I told him I would try to get the letter back. He sent me an email this morning. Dear Stanley, how are you doing? Keep me updated, Stan. Reverend Henry Larson. I remained silent all day. He tried calling a few times, and I ignored all of those calls. In fact, let me show you a screen capture here. So here we have a log from my phone showing that I canceled a call from him at 9:18 p.m., and then I missed calls 9:19, 9:21, 9:27. Note that he is not calling me from his fake Connecticut phone number anymore. That is not a Connecticut phone number. I don't think that this displayed phone number is real, but my phone identifies the number as coming from Mauritania or something like that. I had never heard of this place, so I looked it up online. Mauritania. Oh, look. There it is in West Africa. Isn't that special? Seriously, I know not all thieves and con artists come from Africa. They're all over. But I suspect that in this particular case, this country of identification is accurate. Because why would anyone fake a phone number to a U.S. victim from this part of the world? I waited about an hour after the phone calls and finally sent him a reply. After you and I spoke yesterday, I went to the post office mail drop and was trying to get the letter back. Unfortunately, a county sheriff drove by and wondered why I was trying to gain access to a mailbox after midnight. I was arrested and held for 24 hours. They decided not to charge me with anything, thankfully. Something about the county doesn't have jurisdiction in what was a potential federal crime, but mainly I think they took pity on me because of my status as a retired police detective. Because I was held by the sheriff all day, I was unable to speak to my bank or the post office. I'll talk to the bank tomorrow, but I think the letter is already gone with today's mail. I'm about to go to bed and will be turning off my phone for the night. Perhaps we can speak tomorrow. I really don't think I want to go ahead with this transaction at this point. If anyone changes their mind and decides to press charges against me, I not only could go to prison, but I would lose my retirement pension benefits. I'm terribly sorry to be such a disappointment. My daughter was right. He waited for a couple of hours. I'm not sure why. Maybe he just didn't get it quickly. But he did reply a couple of hours later. Dear Stanley, I got your email, and was I really sorry for what happened, but that was a bad thing to do. You should never have tried that. Take legal step by calling your bank to cancel the check and calling the post office as well. Why would you try to retrieve the letter that way? That was not our agreement, Stan. Well, you have to be a man now, because good things comes with a lot of challenges. You are a lucky old man, I must confess. Don't let little challenges you see today pulls you off. Nothing good comes easy, Put yourself together and believe in yourself. Remember, I'm like a son to you, and we have greater vision on how to use this money by donating some to the church and motherless baby home. Nobody is going to press charges against you because you never stole from anybody, so never you think such. Well, I told you from the onset that discouragement would come, but how strong your faith is. I would urge you to take legal steps and get back to me with the MoneyGram payment details so that your Barclays ATM card can leave for your doorstep. Thank you and always remain blessed, Rev Henry Larson. Isn't it amazing how just last night he was anxious for me to go back to the mailbox and try whatever was possible to get that letter back, but today he's disavowing having ever encouraged me to go that route. Also, I like from this particular email his notation about how, I'm like a son to you, and we have this great vision on how to use the money by donating some to the church and the motherless baby home. Oh, I shouldn't laugh. I mean, those are awful things, and I'm all for donating money to charitable causes. I do myself in real life when I know they're actually trustworthy charitable causes. But just the way that he says it, it is simultaneously hilarious and tragic to me. In any case, I'm supposedly sleeping right now, so I won't reply until sometime tomorrow. And by then, I will be in a much better frame of mind. His words will have inspired me to remind me why we're doing this. And yes, I will do what needs to be done to get that money back and take care of it. You may recall a few days ago, he sent me a copy of his photo identification. I had a good chuckle at the time because it looks completely fake. I was sharing the story of this with a coworker who suggested I should take the picture and use Google image search to see if I could find the guy. I thought it was a great idea, and then I promptly forgot about it because I was at work. Another friend came up with the exact same idea, and he did the search for me. The first set of results that came back, Google image search said, best guess for this image, necktie. And really, you can understand why. It is a lovely necktie. But that's not what he wanted, so he tweaked the search a little bit, and he came up with an actual legitimate page from Barclays' corporate website. If we scroll down just a little bit, we'll see, ta-da, here we have Reverend Henry himself. It's actually not Reverend Henry. It's a managing director, head of coverage, corporate and investment banking division, Barclays Bank, India. So, I have to admit, here we have this 12-year employee, obviously not named Reverend Henry, but I never expected that we would actually find the picture on Barclays' own website with a fake name associated with it. I didn't think it was an actual picture of Henry, but it looked to me to be something more like a passport photo. In fact, this might be the reason why this particular picture was selected. All the other pictures on this page look like professional business portraits, which would look out of place on a fake ID card. This one has the person directly facing the camera, which would be much more in keeping with that motif. In any case, that is it for this update. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think and share it around if you would be so kind. Until next time, good night and good luck.